Everybody, let me get a little chat back. If you could hear me loud and clear. This is Fausto Pugliese from Cyber Trading University. Want to do a quick audio check? Can everybody just give me a chat back? Just want to hear if everybody here can hear loud and clear. All right, some of you can. All right, good to see you. Al, Greg, thank you. William, Michelle, Dan. All right, excellent. Larry, you can hear me loud and clear. All right, perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Fausto Pugliese from Cyber Trading University. Like to thank you for taking the opportunity to be here at 12 o'clock. I know it's been a long, and it is one hot day here in New York. It's over almost 100 degrees, humidity at 1,000%. But you know what? Doesn't stop us from trading, doesn't stop us to making money. That's why I love this job, is that I don't have to go out there and sweat and work to make a day's pay. You could do it right here in the market. But why is it such a big failure rate? We all know that trading is one of the greatest jobs in the world. It pays a lot of money. You could do it anywhere in the world. The stock market will never go out of business. So why are people making issues? Why we're having problems? Well, institutional traders know what most traders don't, and that's what I'm here to teach you. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, for the next hour is I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to educate you, okay? And I'm going to do my best to make every single one of you realize in the next hour that if this is what you want to do, then you need to join and watch it live in my trading room and get the opportunity to meet the hundreds of traders that I've trained to come into the original trading room that started. That's right. I started this over 20 years ago. And let me just tell you a little bit about Cyber Trading University so you know a little bit about us. I'm one of the original SOS bandits. If you read any of the old books, basically the original day traders, when I started, it was about 1,000 of us. And what happened was the only way to be a successful trader back then is you had to work for somebody. And you didn't have the opportunity like today to take matters in your own hands at a level to have the right tools. Well, what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen, is I failed miserably because I was one of those ignorant, self-taught individuals. Well, I was a young puppy back then. I was like 20 years old. But I thought, they're like, why I got to take a job? Why I got to spend money on education? Why I got to, listen, how hard could it possibly be? Well, it's not as easy as looking at the green and red, the green candlestick and the red candlestick, okay? There is high-frequency trading. There's institutions. There's something called supply and demand. I think what most people don't even pay attention to. So let me just tell you a quick little story, and we're going to get right into it, okay? Because I'm going to teach you exactly why most people lose and how institutions are taking advantage of people like you, okay? And we're going to stop it right now, moving forward. When I started, some of you will get the opportunity to meet her. My sister and I used to work as brokers, and we hated it. So we got into the trading business. She took a job as a trader, and I didn't want to split the profit or take the time, and I went on and did it on my own. So being the egotistical guy that I was. Well, what ended up happening was I was losing miserably. I blew up 3 accounts, and she was driving a nicer car than me. And then when that happened, it stopped. I'm like, because I'm sitting at the dinner table. She's telling me about, level 3. She's talking about Instinet. I'm like, what the hell? How do you see all that stuff? She's like, well, she says, you're the guy. You're the smart one. You didn't want to get a job. I mean, that's why you're losing money. So I says, enough's enough. I raised a white flag. I took a train in the city with her. I met her mentors. And let me tell you something. Okay, this is the God honest truth. I should have never made my first trade. Every single thing that happened to me, I deserved everything, every dollar I lost, and that's where we're going to stop doing that with you guys today. Because 90% of the people fail in trading because of ignorance, because who really taught you? Stop and ask yourself a question. Would you let your spouse trade your money that you worked so hard for, you saved for the past 20 and 30 years, for your pension, and then she all of a sudden, or he all of a sudden says, oh, I'm going to trade our money for us. I'm like, would you give your money to somebody that didn't know finance? I mean, think about it. Why would you do that? You wouldn't give you. Of course, you can interview. You call up these big companies, and you know what? You know why they charge you a lot of money? Because they make a lot of money. Okay, but I know we don't need them anymore. So let's stop pretending and let's start learning how to do it. So what I'm about to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to basically teach you in the next hour of how trading actually works. Now, this is my ultimate goal. Okay, when I'm done today with you in the next hour, what I'm about to show you, you're going to realize that you're going to quit trading and start hiring and looking for a mutual fund or a stockbroker, or you're going to continue with the promotion I'm going to give you. We have a great summer package we're going to give you that's going to knock your socks off, and I'm going to personally guarantee it for you. Okay? So you have two things that you're going to have to come to conclusions when we're done in the next hour. You're going to get off the pot, and you're going to learn how to do it right, or you're going to start hiring someone to trade your own money for you. But because you know what my goal is, you're not going to be the guy that's going to stop and says, "Oh, let me be the free person, and let me take all these webinars and learn and think I can read a book and learn how to trade." Because we're going to stop that. All right. Now, I've traveled around the world. I competed against every trader in the world. Some of the schools today are actually instructors or students of ours. So I just want you to understand that we are the original trading school that started. We are the original chat room. Everything started at Cybertrade University. So the hundreds of chat rooms, the hundreds of schools that you see that practice today was all founded and started by Cybertrade University. Okay, and we're very, very proud of that. So that's how far back we go. Now, oops, let me just change it right here. Wrong one. Okay, there we go. So can you follow the smart money? That's the next thing people always ask. Is that even possible? You know? Well, of course it's possible, okay? Think about it. Who is bigger? The guy who trades the 200,000 shares or the guy that trades 100 shares? Now, I know this is a very ridiculous question. They're like, of course it's the 200,000 share guy. But you know what? Then why are you guys trading 100 shares? Why are you trying to figure it out? Wouldn't it be nice to follow the guy that's trading 200,000 shares? Why are you following all the 100 share guys? You know why? Because who really train you? Okay? Market makers, institutions trade and control their direction of a stock from a level to another. That's how basically they run the market. And that's what we're going to learn from moving on. So let's get into the different levels, okay? Now, there are 3 different levels that market makers use to place orders. There's a level 1 version, a level 2 version, and a level 3 version. Now, just out of curiosity, what level do you have, guys? Are you trading off something called level 1, level 2, or level 3, okay? Now, for some of you that don't know what they are, I'm going to explain it really quick. Okay, so level 1 right here, just to kind of let you know, you're basically seeing what the stock is trading at, what the bid and offer is. It's basically what you're looking at, okay? Volume, how many shares traded. You're not really getting a lot of data there, but it's basically giving you a real time of what the stock is trading at. Now, here on the right is level 2, gives you a little more information. Not only does it give you the same exact thing in level 1, but it also will tell you, who a market maker ID is, the price they want to buy for, and amount of shares, okay, on the buy side, and the same thing what they're looking to do on the sell side. Now, level 3 is where the institutions trade, okay? This is where you're going to get over 20 times more data. Actually, I think it's 100 times more data. You're not only going to see what the market makers are doing, but you're going to see every order at every single price. Okay? Now, guys, question. How many of you here are viewing level 3 quotes? Roy, are we recording it? Well, that's something you have to wait until the end, all right? How many of you here are trading with level 3? Yes, no? Just give me a quick chat. Let me know. Not, no. Okay. So think about it. Why are you not trading with level 3? You know why? Well, who really trained you? Who really showed you how to do it? Okay? So I'm going to show you, and let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm about to show you right now is going to be very disturbing. It really is, because you're going to realize that you've been trading blind since the day you walked in here. Now, I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, my goal, what we're looking to do here at Cybertrain University, is we're looking to recruit and educate traders like you, because the more traders that we work together with that know how to speak the language, the more we get to compete against the uneducated. So now that's where it's going to stop. All right, so now let me tell you the difference between level 1 and 2 and level 3. Level 1 and 2 does not give you enough data. It doesn't tell you where all the orders are. It doesn't tell you who's really buying it. It doesn't really tell you who's selling it. It doesn't even tell you how many people are out there buying it and selling it and how many shares. Now, people always ask me, they says, well, you know, is that, you could actually see that? Well, who really trained you? Of course you could. Why do you think Donald Trump is hiring, you know, people that work at Goldman Sachs? Why do you think, you know, President Obama is getting paid $400,000 to do his speakings for Goldman Sachs? Do you know Goldman Sachs, 70% of their profit comes from their trading department? The smartest people in the world work on Wall Street. They work in finance. So why would you want to not know what they're doing? You can. How do I know this? Because I live here in New York. Okay, I was trained by the best in the world. I mean, and now you're getting the opportunity to get that education. And it's okay. Listen, we made mistakes all the time, right? Even at the age of 50, 60, 70 years old, I'm like, my God, I'm doing this for 50 years, and I thought I knew everything. No, listen, we still make mistakes. It's okay. We're going to fix it. So let's talk about what it is. What does level 3 do? So basically, you're going to see all the orders. You're going to see all the buyers, all the sellers at every single price level. And this is basically how we utilize the information. Now, what we're looking at over here on the right is called the Matrix on TradeStation. It's one of our premier trading platforms that we recommend to our students. Now, the people that are in the the blue column are buyers, and the ones in the red are sellers. Now, question for all of you, and let me tell you something. If you can't answer this question, I highly recommend you better close your account and sell your positions right now. Okay? I mean, I'm being dead honest. How do stocks go up and down in the stock market? What makes things go up and down? Can everyone just answer that question? How do they go up and go down? It's a very, very simple question. If you don't know how to answer that, like I told you, close your account right now and, you know, get to do something else. Exactly. Supply and demand, buying and selling. It's a very simple question. Supply and demand. Does everybody agree? Okay. Perfect. Okay. So supply and demand, buyers and sellers. All right. Now, I assume, because it's like the first thing people want to learn in trading, the first thing they look at is the chart. And it's like, and by the way, what is that, like a gazillion indicators out there? All right, so we're looking at a basic chart. Now, where does a chart get its data from? Orders that happened in the past, okay? So what we usually look at when we look at a chart, we're looking at what happened in the past, because sometimes it's indicative of the future. So what we look for as traders is we look for orders, okay? And when you're looking over here, you notice how the stock Macy's went from $23 all the way down to about 12 o'clock, and then from 12 to about 2 o'clock, it was basically just hovering right above $22. Now, this is a stock we just recently traded. Now, you stop and thinking about it. I mean, why is it stopping at 22? Who is out there making the stock hold a support level of 22? Is it Fausto Pugliese? Is it Eric or you, Al? Is it Goldman? Who the hell is it? Well, we don't know who is it, but what we do know is that there are two orders out there, one for 14,000 and one for 66,000. You're talking close to almost 80,000 shares of stock looking to be bought at that price, which is basically almost over $1.6 million worth of stock. I mean, think about it. The number is right in front of you, and you're sitting there trying to analyze it. Why is the stock holding so? Oh, because Mr. Fibonacci says so. And by the way, by the time that kicks in, it's about 20, 30 minutes later. You see it right there, black and white. You don't need, anything more to do that. Let's look at another example. A 58,000 share buy order at $9.10. Okay, so we're looking at a stock P. Okay, Pandora. And listen, all these stocks, ladies and gentlemen, they all trade the same way: supply and demand, buyers and sellers. Now, you're looking at Pandora, and you notice the stock goes from $9 all the way up to a price, to about, $9.20, $9.32, and it comes back down. You could see, like, it really has a tough time, when you're looking at from 9:30 until now. It's got basically a kind of a support level right there on those candlesticks. Okay, and you're like wondering, well, why isn't the stock coming down anymore? Why did it stop? By the way, why did it stop right around that $9.10? Well, did you see there was a 58,000 share buyer out there? No wonder why the stock, when it went from at 9:30, went from 9:20, and it came all the way back down to 9:10, and from 9:10 it bounced all the way to 9:32. How could you have not been prepared for that? How would you not have known? Why? How could you have missed that? Well, are you looking at the level 3, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what? Most people aren't. Now, Al's a good question. Okay, do we buy or do we short? Well, Al, let's think about this. Okay, if you got buyers out there, what do you think the stock's going to do? Go up or go down? Because you remember, your 100 shares will not influence the movement of the stock. Okay, so what do you think the stock's going to? Who are you going to watch? Fausto? Or are you going to watch the guy out there that's trading 58,000 shares? I mean, there's a big buyer out there. You want to trade against him? Exactly. It's going up. It's going up. Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need Fausto to tell you that? Did you need Kramer from CNBC to tell you that? Here at Cyber Trading University, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you a little bit about what we do. Okay, and I will continue to go on and tell you a little bit more. Let me tell you what we do. What makes us so successful at Cyber Trading University and why we are the longest running school in existence, and believe it or not, we are actually when we started, there were 3 schools that started. And till today, we are the oldest running training school still today. Why is that? Because we teach our students how to trade and think for themselves. Okay, let me tell you what I do. I don't tell my students what to buy and sell. Okay, I don't go around bragging and telling people how much money I make. That does not make you money. All right, that doesn't help you. What helps you is that if Fausto and his instructors and staff at Cyber Trading University could teach me how to read the market, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be held hostage that you got to use the Fausto indicator or the Fausto tool or the Cyber Trading University Nachi to continue with your trading. I will never want somebody to hold me hostage. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many schools and so many graduates and so many people that have started, and they all started at Cyber Trading University, which we're very, very proud of. Which, by the way, it's never too late to learn. Okay? I like to tell you this, it's definitely getting easier. All right, now looking at this example right here, ladies and gentlemen, can you all tell me, where is the iceberg order? Where is the big block order? Where is the big buyer? Okay? Look at the bids and the offers. What are we looking for? We're looking for orders. That's what we're looking for. Andrew says, where do we access level 3? Most brokers only provide level 2. Andrew, that is a great question, and you have to ask yourself a question, because my father always taught me one thing, okay? How much does level 2 cost? It's free. Well, you know what free is worth? exactly why they don't charge you for it. Because the only thing that's free is the cheese in the mousetrap, and we all know what happened to the mouse. All right? Now, if you're looking for free stuff, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this to you, you're going to lose your money. Okay? There's nothing free in this world. There's no free employees. There's no free taxes. There's no free rent. Okay? There's no free interest. All right? If you just want a good deal. Okay, that's the bottom line. You want a good deal. That's all you want. You want nothing for free. Nobody works for free. Okay? There's a catch. All right? Because, you know, and the thing is that you have to look at it is that level 3 does cost money, but it's peanuts. It's $15. You know what's amazing? If you had an opportunity to go to a free concert or a concert, the same exact concert is going to cost you $15, which concert would you show up to? The free one or the one that's $15? You know what my dad told me? He says, if it's 20, 30, go pay that one. Don't go to the free one. He's like, well, Dad, why? It's free. You know why it's free? Because then you're gonna have a million people going to be there. You're going to have every single person walking life. You know what? Wouldn't it be nicer to be in a room with 100 people than be in a room with 1,000 free people? You'll enjoy the concert that much better. Okay? So when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, there are tools that you need and there's tools you don't need. And here at Cyber Trading University, we're going to educate you, we're going to train you, and we're going to show you what you need and what you don't need. And by the way, we're brokerage firm neutral. Which one of you asked me, like, where's my brokerage firm get? Listen, Andrew, that's the least of your problems right now. Don't worry about that. We're going to take care of it. What my ultimate goal is, Andrew, right now is I'm here to know if you want to learn how to trade, and you want to see people making $500, $1,000 a day, $250,000 a year, which you think is like, yeah, right, that's impossible. You know, if everybody's rich, you know, why is not everybody doing it? Well, because nobody wants to pay the $15. Okay, that's the reason why. Everybody wants free stuff, and that's what we want to trade against. And you're absolutely right, Bill. It is 280. Congratulations. All right, so basically what our number one thing that I want to just focus on is I didn't even teach you how to trade yet. Right now, I have just covered something that some of you probably never even knew about. By the way, have any of you guys ever heard of the phrase high-frequency trading? Do you know that high-frequency trading does 70% of the volume of the market? 70% of the volume. Wouldn't it be nice to follow 70% of the buyers and sellers instead of being on the other side trading blind? Guess what? That was the first thing I've learned, and let me tell you what has changed since I started than 25 years ago. The only thing that has changed is that ticket charges have gone down. The level 3, I used to pay $2,000 a month. Now it's $15 a month. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Okay. I didn't have to you don't have to fly to New York and do it on site. We could do webinars a lot less cheaper. Technology is what has changed, but the market hasn't. So I always like to stop here really quick and a couple other things I do want to point out. A lot of these things that what we're talking about, they're called something, and you probably read about it, and you're probably looking at it on your brokerage statement. You're like, what the hell are these things? ECNs, okay? ECNs are electronic communication network. Now, not to bore you again, all of you, I was actually one of the beta testers and the founders of how ECNs evolved. Why I say that is because I was one of the original day traders that started. And one of the big things that you'll read a lot about is SOS trading back in the old days. I don't want to talk about it, and you know, like I said, we talk about it in our courses, not what my goal is here. My goal is here to you guys to come and do one of those workshops so I can elaborate a little bit more. But just a quick thing to kind of elaborate on it. ECNs allow us to become market makers, and that was one of the things that I helped found, you know, over 22 years ago with the exchanges. I was working with NASDAQ to help develop these ECNs because market makers basically had a little private club, and you know, everything had to be, you know, dictated by them on bids and offers, and the exchanges didn't like it, and that's how ECNs were born. So how, a lot of you now have access to become a market maker, to place bids and offers out there, to compete against them. Well, you could thank me and my fellow 300 traders that help beta test it, because we're the ones that help it to come to be evolved in today's times. So by knowing that, I know everything about it, which will teach you everything to show you how they work, because these are the things that actually control it. Yes, that's right, Jake. Harvey Halkin, God bless his soul. Poor guy passed away in surgery several years ago. But yes, Harvey was one of my mentors when he started. He was actually the first guy that started back in 1987. Okay, great book, So's Bandit. If you had a chance, try to read all the old ones. All right, now this is a couple of things. I don't know if any of you guys have saw any of my videos on YouTube, but I always come out with little tips of the day. So if you guys can subscribe to our our YouTube channel, and not only my goal is hopefully you'll be a student of cyber trading, but if you just want to keep up, even my students, you want to know I do tips of the day. I did a really good one yesterday about gap fills. I did a two-part video on that one. A stock that we traded was up 150% yesterday, AEZS. So definitely go out there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you like it, just click on the like button. I'm telling you, you're really gonna enjoy them. Now, this is what I want to do really quick. I like to stop really quick in the middle. We're halfway done already. It's unbelievable, and I didn't even get into the fun part of the stock picks. Okay, but this is what I want to do. For $10 right now, if you guys like what you hear, what I want to do is this. For the first 10 people that register right now for $10, I will give you access to my professional trading room for one whole week. And for the first 10 people register, I will give you the opportunity to get a free consultation with me personally. Now, why would I waste my time? And you know what? If you're not happy, I'll give you $10 back. Why are we doing that? Because I'm looking for real traders. And you know what? If you can afford the $10, then you can afford to make money in the market. I'm looking forward to teaching you. But for $10, give me 1 week in my trading room, live online, and you'll get an opportunity to get a coaching with me. And by the way, you'll see it on the right-hand side. Get 7 days premium access for only $10. We're doing it as a summer special right now because this is the best time to learn how to trade, because September, October, November is where we make most of our money. Take that opportunity now and register right now. Okay, now enough with the sales pitch. Let's get right into the fun part, because if you're not convinced yet, maybe this will convince you now. What if market makers is hiding their orders? Okay, people always ask that all the time. Well, look at this example right here. Solfin. Over 1.5 million shares are being sold at $7.50. 150. Look at 1.5 million shares. Now, people always ask me, how do you know that's a real order? How do you know that's real? Well, first of all, do you know any brokerage firms that allow you to put fake orders out there? And if you do, please let me know, because if that was the case, I'll be a billionaire right now. You see, and then when you're looking at a chart and you're like, oh, look, the stock is going up. I hit bottom. It went from 790. It's at 730. It's at 750. Stock's going back to 790. Well, guess what? The stock is not going back to 790 until that guy at 750 cancels his order or he gets executed. All right? Well, guess what? Look what happened. Order was pulled? I don't think so. Look what happened. Stock went from 750, 100,000 shares were there, pulled 100,000, but now it's kind of holding there. You see that? Look what happened at 750. Look at that order. You see that spike right there? You see that volume spike, ladies and gentlemen? What does that volume spike tell you? Guess what? That guy was executed. That guy, somebody bought the 1.5 million shares. So what do you think is going to happen to the price of that stock, ladies and gentlemen? Where do you think it's going to go? Up. Up. Way up. And that's right, Bill. That was one ass big order. Okay? How many of you here right now could honestly tell me that you see those 1.5 million share orders out there? How many of you here could tell me that you see those orders getting executed? Okay? How many of you here could be, and so think about it. Who do you trust more? The guys getting executed or the 200 moving average? So, you know, when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, and I know that some of you here are swing traders, options traders, and they're great. But it all starts from day trading. If you want to be a good swing trader, a good options trader, well, I mean, like, let's talk about options really quick. How many of you here trade options? Well, do you know it's the movement of the stock that makes an option move? So how do you know if the option's going up or going down? And you know who actually makes money in options? The people that sell the options. And you know, and you got the spreads, you got this, you got that, you know, but you got to know what's going on with the stock. We got a great swing trade going on right now in Ferrari. Race, R-A-C-E. How do we know the thing was going to be a great trade? Well, because we saw what was happening during the day. Hertz, another HTZ. Hertz was a great day trade about 5 days ago. And guess what? The thing keeps going up. Why is it a good swing trade all of a sudden? Because it's been doing great over the course of the day. How are you going to know how a stock's going to continue to go up if you don't even know what's going on during the day? So, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to trading, how do we know how to trade? Let me talk about technology now. Time and sales. How many of you here use time and sales? Well, do you know that the time and sales gets its data? I mean, the chart gets its data from time and sales? I mean, one of the big things that we teach you here at Cybertrade University is, you know, when you see those orders out there, well, you want confirmation if they're getting executed, you need to see the time and sales, not the chart. The chart only tells you what happened in the past. It's not indicative of the future. And not only that, but when you have the color coordinated, I mean, you see a lot of greens going on. You know what greens mean? Greens mean that people on the offer are getting executed. Green means that people that are selling it, people that have orders out there to sell, people are buying it from those sellers. Remember when we started? How do stocks go up and go down? Supply and demand. How many of you here are following supply and demand? Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard to trade. You have to understand something. Previous data is not indicative of the future. And all you have to do is follow the money. That's it. Follow the money. See if those orders get executed. See what's happening with those orders. And that's how we teach you at Cybertrade University. Once again, it's not a mistake that we've been the longest running school. And here at Cybertrade University, we have so many of our past students and instructors have started their own schools. Because we teach you here how to teach others. Look at this, because you know what? At the end of the day, this is what our ultimate goal is. Think about this for a second. If you just made 50 cents on a position, on 1,000 shares, that's $500 a day. $500 a day is a six-figure salary at the end of the year. But you know what? Everybody's always thinking, well, what's 50 cents? I never thought about making 50 cents. That's half of a dollar. I need $100. 50 cents means nothing to me. Or, oh, I need a stock like this one that goes from $13.50 to $15. That's how you make money. Yeah, you know how many of those also go down too? The more you want to make, the more you're going to risk. The trend is your friend. Don't buck the trend. Let's look at an example that we traded yesterday. Did anybody see this stock MSDI? Anybody saw this stock MSDI? MSDI, okay, went from $1.60 at 9:30 to 2:30 in a matter of what, 30 minutes? This is why I love day trading. Day trading is a part-time job. Day trading, we only work about an hour a day. We start out off about 8:30 in the morning. We do our little pre-market trading, okay? And know what you know, this is something that we teach you, and you're going to all get for $10, by the way. I don't know if you guys ever trade in pre-market, but we actually make most of our money in the pre-market. And I mean, when you look at this example, we were watching the stock, we jumped into it, we saw the stock moving early, and then boom, think about it. If you own the stock at $1.70, you sold it at $2.30. Guess what? There's your 50 cents. You need any more than that? 50 cents, 1,000 shares, was a $1,700 investment. Not bad for a nice day's pay right there. See, we can't predict, we just react. You know, we don't sit there and like, oh, think about, is it going up? My indicator and kick in. You know, I was on a panel the other day, and I do a lot of speakings around the world, and I was listening to some person on the panel, and he was telling people, don't do trades after 10:30. Meaning like after the hour the market opens up. And I'm like, you kidding me? I'm done at 10:30. He's like, oh, it's impossible. Oh, it's impossible. How do you even know what's going on? I'm like, well, don't you trade in pre-market? He's like, oh, you can't see pre-market. Only market makers do. And apparently the guy was an analyst. He was a hedge fund guy. He didn't understand. And by the way, a lot of these people, you know, that are stockbrokers, they don't, trading and being an analyst is totally two different things. But when I showed them charts and examples like this, people are like, oh, now I understand why you guys only work the first hour, because that's where the momentum is. You have to understand, just level 3 equals time in sales, you know, and when you look at orders like, you know, Twitter testing a resistance of $19, when you got 100,000 share seller out there, you know, what more do you need? What more do you need? And not only that, but when you see that seller get executed, guess what? It's off to the races. It's off to the races. Because when they hit that seller out there, look what the stock did. It went all the way to, look how fast that thing went up. When's the last time you saw Twitter in the first 5 minutes go from 1890 to 1930? That's a 40-cent move in what, about 10 minutes? All because of that big order got executed. So why are 90% of people failing? Okay, which I'm trying to get to is this. There are over 100 people in this room. Think about this for a second. 90 of you are going to fail. Only 10% of you are going to succeed. You want to be that 10 people. Okay, you don't want to be part of that 90. Let me tell you what most people do. The biggest mistake, the number one mistake people make is first thing they look at is charts. And when my mentor looked at me, he says, Fausto, what are you looking at a chart for? He's like, well, I got to see where the stock is going. I'm like, no, that is second protocol. First protocol is you got to see who the buyer and seller is and see where they're putting their orders. They're like, oh, but you can't see that. And I'm like, yes, you can. See, the problem with indicators, ladies and gentlemen, is they're laggers, okay? And everybody gets too overwhelmed with them. Now, they work great for investing, swing trading, long-term trading, but it doesn't work for day trading. See, I like to day trade. I also swing trade and invest. Absolutely. Listen, I run my own fund, okay? I trade my own IRAs and stuff like that. But I like to day trade specifically because I just like to sleep at night. And you know what? You can't be a professional trader being a swing trader. You just can't. You can't sit there all day and waiting for something to happen. You know, you got to do something else. You have to substitute your swing trading with your day trading. But if you're looking to trade, you have to be a day trader first, and then swing trading is second protocol because things don't come to fruition down the road. And and day tradings are always cashing out at the end of the day. So you always know how much money you're making. When it comes to swing trading, you don't know what you make until you close out that position. So you could be up right now, but did you cash out? Did you take a deposit home? So the thing is, but everybody gets too over analytical when it comes to trading, and everybody's pushing their new indicator out there. I mean, how many indicators are there? And how do you know what to trust? And by the time you figure it out, it's too late. The stock already made its move. Follow the money. Keep it simple. It's called the KISS method. And don't get too overwhelmed with all these indicators. You know, look at the time in sales, and you know what? Everything else will make perfect sense. One of the biggest things we teach, and we train a lot, I don't know if any of you guys are engineers, but we teach a lot of engineers, and you know, being an engineer, they always have something they say. It's called the KISS method. I don't like to use the other S word at the end, but we made our own word. We add simple to it. Keep it simple, super simple. All right, so let's talk about some stocks that we traded now, because everybody's like, oh, Fausto, come on. Well, what about the winners? Okay, what about the stocks that are moving? You know what? Listen, this takes care of itself. Okay, I'm not here to put a feather in my cap and brag of all the positions that we traded and stocks that we traded, you know, and talk about, you know, like HOG, how it bounced off support, and, you know, LPI had a big pop. It went from $11.40 and $13. By the way, if you follow us on Twitter and follow us on our YouTube channel, yeah, you could see all these. I mean, you could see what we traded, and you can listen to the students that traded them, and we always praise them how well they did and everything else. But why sit there and pretend? Just be part of the room. You know, just look at yourself. But what we like to do is this. Don't judge us on the winners, okay? I want you to judge us on these losers. You see, everybody brags about the winners. You know, I get so many tweets from other people in the industry, and it's so funny. Everybody keeps talking about how much money they made. You know, look, I made $1,000. I just got an alert just now, actually. Who is it? I want to bring up his name. I want to bring up his name, but he said, what did he say here? 1,300 in the 12th green day in a row in the month. Okay, great. What about the losers? And by the way, that's you. What about the traders in the room? Are they making 1,300? You know? So the thing is this, and this is why people love Cyber Trading University. And, you know, and I got a little scrutinized about it, but I don't go around telling people and bragging how much money I make and look, me. It's not about me, guys. It's about you. I don't make you money. I need to teach you how to make money. Right? Is that what you want? I mean, think about it. Because if you're looking for someone to trade your account for you, I mean, then that's another conversation itself. But you want to learn how to figure it out on your own. You want to know why this went up. You want to know why you're losing money. You know what? I have a link. I have a phrase I go by. Losing money is a great thing. You know why? Because if you know why you lost, you're not going to do it again. And making money could be a bad thing. You know why? Because you know how you make it, how you're going to do it again. You got to learn before you could earn. Because the potential income that you can make in trading is substantial. How many of you here are on Social Security? We all know that's not paying enough. I mean, I'm 45. I know when I get older, I'm probably not even going to be there. To me, it's just a tax. I'm paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, probably in Social Security tax. I'm not going to even get it back, which is a conversation in itself. But you really think about it, you don't really need a lot. If we could teach you how to make 50 cents a day, 10,000 a month, it's over 120,000 a year. And let me tell you, it's the greatest job in the world, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you here, how many of you here are too old to go to work? How many of you here are too qualified or were replaced by somebody cheaper, younger in your industry? How many of you here got ripped off from a mutual fund? The market's going up, but they keep charging you commissions. Listen, start taking matters. Andrew, happened to you? Dean, Max? I mean, guys, listen, we all know it's the greatest job in the world. Okay? There are over 10 million people in this world that are trading, if not more. And 90% of losing money. Why? Because of ignorance. Listen, learn from mentors. And let me tell you, I'm not going to be your only one. You're going to probably need to learn from a few. Maybe some of you already took a course with somebody, you weren't happy with it, and that's okay. And you know what? For some of you, maybe you don't know if trading's really for you. And you know what? That's okay because it's not for everybody. But what are you going to lose spending $10? At the end of the week, if you're not happy, I'll give you $10 back. okay? But join my cyber group room, okay? Look at the students. Look how they make money. Don't count my money, count their money. Meet the leaders. That Lawrence traded, made 61 cents on 2,500 shares. These are all the chats in the room. Meet one of our instructors, Josh, our head instructor here. Excellent trade, the support that we give. He didn't tell him to buy it. He figured on his own. Look how our instructors make these call-outs and see the students, how they book the profits. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, one thing you're going to learn more than anything, and this is what people like about us more than anything, we're very, very big when it comes to customer service. How many of you could call somebody at the company and get a phone number? A lot of these people are one-man operations. They're working out of their homes. You don't know who you're dealing with the internet. You know what? When you call here at CyberTrade University, you're going to talk to several people. We actually pick up the phone. And all our instructors and our education advisors are trained about how to trade, and they're going to be happy to talk to you. We'd rather let you know what you're getting yourself involved in before you make your first trade. So anyway, this is what the summer trading bonus package you're going to get for $10. You're going to get 3 daily meetings in the trading room. You're going to get real live stock alerts. You're going to get morning and afternoon watch lists to trade. You're going to get live Q&A trading strategies. You're going to get access to your own personal education advisor. And not only that, but you're all going to, and for the first 10 people that registered, I don't know what the number is right now, you're going to get, the first 10 people that registered are going to get access to get a free coaching course with me. And if you're not the 10, you'll have another instructor that will help you out. Okay? Why are we doing that? Oh, and there's a bonus. I forgot to throw this in there. You're going to get 5 exclusive trading workshops. You're going to get hundreds of hours of archives, Q&A, and strategies. You're going to get all this. Why are we giving all this stuff for $10? I'll tell you why. Because in 1 week, you're going to make a decision and says, you know what? I want to be a student of CyberTrade University. I want to learn how to make $100,000. I can't teach you in an hour, but I need a week. And then when I come back to you and you start saying, oh, why is it cost this? Or, oh, why do I need to do that? Well, now you know why. Because there's no free lunches, all right? And there's no free cheese. And we know what happened to the mouse in the mousetrap, remember. So, but I'm looking for serious traders. And all I'm looking to do is cover my webinar technology fee for $10. That's all I'm looking to do for right now. So for $10, call in right now. You got the promo right there. The offer is on the right-hand side. Just click on that offer. And like I said, for $10, you can call in. I don't know if you guys have access to, if you're on your cell phone or whatever, but give us a call and we'll get you registered. And by the way, if anybody has any questions of stocks or options or futures, maybe stock trading, day trading's after you, here, send me an email. There's only a couple people in this industry that I would recommend. So if you like what you hear, but you don't look you want to do this, and you're looking to do futures, something like that, or just drop me an email. I'll be happy to give you a couple of recommendations. Because let me tell you, there's nothing that gets me sick to my stomach that when I come and see you guys at an expo or something, you might have seen me do public speaking, and I see people just begging for education and just losing money. You know, it just bothers me. It really does. And it's just so much bad negativity out there that I want to stop. So let's stop it right now. Let's stop losing. Let's start making. Now, does anyone have any questions? Okay, feel free. We're gonna talk for about another 2-3 minutes because I have to get back to my traders in my trading room. One of the questions are coming across. Andrew says, can you use this at a later date? Absolutely. Register now, Andrew. Talk to an education advisor. You could postpone it till next week or the week after. You do not have to start right away. I recommend you do it, but you know what? If you're going on vacation, enjoy it. You know, but this promo, what we're doing right now, is going to expire within the next 24 hours. All right? Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? All right. By the way, I'm just looking. I'm actually getting I want a couple of shout outs really quick. I'd like to thank. Looks like some of you already been registering. Wasfi, congratulations. Look forward to teaching you. Who else we got here? Hope I said your name right. Wasfi, I apologize. From Dubai. Okay. Wow. I haven't trained somebody in Dubai in a while. Thank you very much. Look forward to teaching you. Bean Cruz. Congratulations, you're one of the lucky ones. Look forward to teaching you. Bean is from Laguna Beach, California. Welcome aboard. I'm just trying to see if Brian from Lakewood, Colorado. Congratulations. Look forward to teaching. Look forward to talking to you. A couple other questions. Lewis, how much would be the ideal amount to start an account with? Lewis, let me go back to this one trade, okay? All right. Let me go back to this one trade right here. Where was I? I mean, look at LPI. It went from $11 to $13. Did you need a lot of money to do that? I mean, there were some stocks out here. There was that one stock that I showed you, AEZS. I mean, AZES was $1.80. Look where it went up to. I mean, it went to what, 260? You don't need a lot of money. That's a misconception. People think that, you need a lot of money to trade. You don't. All right? Also, let me just tell you one last thing. I forgot to mention this also. If you become a student at Cybertrade University, one of the greatest benefits at Cybertrade University, that brokerage firms are willing to pay for your education. Some of the biggest brokerage firms like Thinkorswim and TradeStation, sponsored. You know why they will willing to do that? Because they know if you're educated, you're going to be a client for them for life, and you're never going to change. Because they know that students, traders have a 30 to 90% life expectancy when an account with them. So it's just cheaper helping to pay for their education than actually them losing it in trading. So if you do move forward with Cybertrade University, don't forget to talk to your education advisor and ask them about the education tuition reimbursement program with some of the brokerage firms that we deal with. All right. So how can we start learning today? Like I mentioned earlier, guys, we do on-site classes. You're going to meet the cowboys, the border control people, the engineers, the business owners, the grandmas, the grandpas. You're going to meet these people. They're going to want to be your friends. They're just human beings just like you. So no matter what you do as a career, trust me, no matter what your education is, no matter what your job profession is, every single one of you could do this. All it takes is starting out with $10. That's it. John, do you teach futures or only stocks? John, I only know about 2 people in this maybe 2 to 3 that are very good in futures. I personally don't trade futures because just not my. I live here in New York. I was born and raised to trade stocks. But I could tell you this: I know a lot of people that have traded futures and turned to stocks. It's important that you learn a little bit about all the markets, how they work. So, but if you're very good at it, listen, great traders never stop learning. But feel free to, if you want to learn, just send me an email, and I'll recommend about three people if you want to learn futures, and it goes for anybody. Okay. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Just a couple of more shout outs I'd like to do. If anyone has any more questions, just want to do a new shout out for Ronald S. from New Jersey. Congratulations. Look forward to teaching you. Look forward to seeing you in the trading room. By the way, everybody, just please keep in mind, every one of you are going to get an email, and you're all going to need to talk to an education advisor because they want to tell you what you're getting yourself involved in and what to view. You're going to notice you're going to go to a dashboard. You're going to get some videos, some training videos. They're going to tell you a little bit about the lingo that we talk about in the trading room. So please take their call. The sooner the better, so you know what's going on. And then the most important thing is just remember the 3 L's. Look, listen, and learn. Okay? Watch how these people make money. Don't watch me. Don't watch my instructors. Watch them, because that's the most important person. Because It's not how good I am, it's how good I could teach you how to do it. And the only way you're going to know that is looking at previous students. Andres, I don't, I don't do business with, I don't know who that is. I never heard of them before. Okay, we only deal with some of the brand name, most reputable direct access firms in the industry. Can you trade system with an IRA? Of course you can, Lewis. Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of my students do. Okay. All right, so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'd like to thank the staff of Cybertrain University for helping and making this possible. They worked very, very hard, and I'd like to thank our channel partners for helping, inviting you guys getting here. Hopefully you learned a lot. Regarding about moving forward, I had one question. A guy came up to me and said, hey, is this going to be recorded? I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, what's more valuable for you? To watch another hour of this recording? Just come back next week, but just better yet, just pay the $10 and come in the trading room. You'll learn more in an hour than you're going to learn in this webinar. I can promise you that. So I look forward to teaching you, all of you. And for the ones of you that are not going to move forward with us, I hope we did not entertain you, but hopefully educate you. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is not for everybody. Every single one of you need to learn how to trade. So please, don't think you could read it out of a book or watch some video. You need to have a mentor. You need someone to look over you, but it's not something that's going to be something you're going to be stuck with for the rest of your life. You need to know the basics, and you got to know if it's for you or not. Because if you think $10 is expensive, listen, some of you are going to invest $10,000, $100,000. I've seen people lose it all in one trade. So rather you know if it's for you or not before you move forward, okay? And that goes with any market. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. WASP, that's fine. You know what? When you talk to your education advisor, tell them you want to start Monday. It's a perfect time to start. I highly recommend that. That's great. So at least you get to watch your videos, some training, get prepared for it so you can get to rock and roll first thing in the morning, all right? Thanks, everybody, and look forward to seeing you all in the trading room, all right? Have a great day. Happy summer.